Everybody, so we're just going to do quick makeup and we're going to go from daytime to evening and just kind of touch up what we already have on. Don't mind my double thing with my glasses. We're going to be blind here for a minute. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a lighter shade, and this is in Poplin. This is our pressed powder. And I'm just going to take this and use this as my lighter highlighter. My lighter shade. We're just going to touch up real quick because we probably sometimes run places and we don't have time to take our makeup off. So we'll just touch it up. I'm going to go over this with a darker shade in a minute, which is Jacquard. Just kind of go in any place that I want to look and be lighter. Just get this off of here real quick. I'm going to go ahead and grab my powder concealer brush and go in with Jacquard, which is a darker shade. I'm using this instead of going with a BB cream. I just went with pressed powders today. So this is going to go all over, and I don't even care if this goes on top of what I just did. It's just going to keep it a little bit lighter. Make sure to blend. You want to make sure everything is still even. Okay. And get right up into your hairline. Just kind of go over those eyebrows just a little bit. Okay. So I am blind as a bat right now. I can barely see, so I have to probably squint to see things, but I have them. So this is our Hottie Lip Plumper, which actually comes in our Kudos for the month. You get your choice of 5 shades, or this is the original, and you get to have a Epic Mascara and your choice of a splurge cream. We have about 30 different shades for that, and we're going to use that here in just a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and just put this on. It's just clear. I love this stuff. I use it before I go to bed as well. Okay. So we're going to grab our bronzer. Actually, you know what? I lied. We're not going to do that yet. I'm going to take my blush if I can get it open. It's in the color Serene. You can see this. Absolutely beautiful. Gives a peachy kind of gold shimmer. You can also use this as a highlight. And you don't need a lot of it. I just use one of these little stippling brushes and just touch it to it. Apples of your cheeks. I like to do that, but I like to kind of blend it up. A little highlight down my nose, Cupid's bow, and chin. Okay, now I'm going to go in. This is in Malibu. And we're just going to go ahead. You have a matte side and a shimmer side. I kind of just mix it together. You're going to go right underneath what you just did right here. Same on this side. Just kind of chiseling out a little more definition. I'm also going to go ahead and place this up here. Don't worry, we are going to blend it all together. Okay, so next we are going to go in with our eyeliner. Okay, we're going to get up close and personal here for a second. So I like to do my waterline and my tight line. For tight line, you're going to kind of just lift up right here. And I like to do this before I go back on or put on any eyeshadows or splurge creams because I don't want to smudge it. So I'm going to do this first so it's going to set. And you're going to go right up here. See if I can get you a little closer. Right into my eyeball. Right here. And don't worry, I poke myself all the time. You'll get used to it, or you'll just get better. I still poke myself. And see the difference? It's going to make your eye open. And it's going to close that gap between there and your eyelashes. And then we're just going to come right down here. I know you're not supposed to pull, but it's okay. I'm going to do the same on this side. We're just going right over what we had from earlier, and I really didn't have a lot on to begin with. And then right here, same thing. Poke yourself in the eye again. And I'm barely touching, it just kind of glides right on, and it's going to stay all day. I want a little extras in the corner. So I want that to kind of pop, you can see, and you can do right here a little bit more as well. Okay, good enough. Okay, I'm going to come back to mascara. We're not going to do that just yet. Before I go ahead and use my powder again to kind of blend all this together, we're going to do a little bit on our eyes to make them pop. Okay, first I'm going to go in with Addiction Palette number 1, which is right here. And I'm going to use, I think it's Elated. It's this like neutral color on the end, a little bit lighter. I'm just going to take my blending brush and get that product right in there. And we're just going to go ahead and use this all over our lid. And I'm going to bring it right up because it is a neutral color. I'm going to use this just to blend, and I'm going to go right underneath all the way down. And then I'm going to use a transition color in just a second before, and then I have splurge cream. A lot of times I'll just add the splurge cream right to my lid, but I'm only going to be using a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and put this on first. Okay. Anything else we'll blend out after. Okay, now I'm going to take Addiction Shadow Palette number 4, and I'm going to use this color right here, which is Arrogant. I'm going to use the same brush, get that color off real quick, and then we're just going to use a little bit of this, and I'm going to use this right here and transition this right in a windshield wiper, and then circular motion on the outside. And this is my transition color between the two. I'm very lightly, I'm hardly using any product. You don't need a lot. Extremely pigmented. And we'll blend that out again in a second as well. I'm going to go ahead back onto this side and do the same thing. And I'm barely pushing or holding onto this. Just let it do it itself. The product is there. We're just moving that little bit of product around. Making sure I'm even because I really can't see very well. I'm seriously so blind without my contacts in, but I didn't feel like putting them in today. So we're going to go ahead and set that aside. I'm going to keep the blending brush out because we're going to use that again in a minute. But I'm going to take a cream shadow brush, and this is in Defiant. This is probably right now one of my favorite colors, and I'll show it to you. I'm going to go ahead and set that aside. I'm going to keep the blending brush out because we're going to use that again in a minute. But I'm going to take a cream shadow brush, and this is in Defiant. This is probably right now one of my favorite colors, and I'll show it to you. I'm going to go ahead and set that aside. I'm going to keep the blending brush out because we're going to use that again in a minute. But I'm going to take a cream shadow brush, and this is in Defiant. This is probably right now one of my favorite colors, and I'll show it to you. It just really makes my eyes pop. I love the color that it gives, and it blends well with so many of the different colors, especially the ones in the Addiction palettes. And splurge creams are great. You can get different shades and you can use them on your lips. You can use them as a highlighter. Multi-purpose. I love these. I have a few more on the way. I'm addicted to them. And for anybody who maybe is new or not so sure about doing eyeshadows, a splurge cream is going to be your go-to because it's a cream to powder. So you're going to put it on and you can always blend it down. You can use your finger. It's the easiest form of putting something on your eyelid. You can use the single color. You can mix them. So anybody who maybe wants to use a little more color on their eyes, I highly recommend our splurge creams. Okay, so we're going to come in close again here for a minute. I'm just going to show you. I'm just going to take this and kind of tap this color right here. Just kind of blending it in. Grab just a little bit more. I'm kind of going to go, I want the darker to be into the corner. And blend it out. So also our splurge creams, you have shimmer, you have matte, and metallic. This is shimmer. Okay, we're going to come on this side right here and do the same thing. A little more product. And I'm just kind of placing it where I want it and then patting it. Because in a minute we're going to go ahead and blend it out. But I want it to stand out and be a little more bold, a little extra. And I'm just popping that right into the corner. So we did the light shade all over the lid, the brown transition color, just from our crease over, and we left this kind of plain. So we're kind of just popping that color right in there. You could go ahead and use the eye primer if you really, really wanted to make the pigment pop even more and put that down first, then this. This is fine for me for what I'm doing today. So I didn't opt to use that, but it's right here. You can go ahead and use the eye primer. You can use a concealer. Seriously blind. Okay, so let's finish putting this on here. We're just going to add a little more. Okay, I'm going to make sure everything has a mirror in it. Wonderful. Make sure that we're even here. And I'm going to let that sit. We're going to let it dry, and then we're going to blend it out. So now my eyeliner is already there though, so I don't have to worry about it moving. I didn't have to worry about getting any eyeliner where I didn't want it. Okay, so we're going to go back and take, we're going to take Jacquard and Poplin again, and we're going to kind of just go over what we did before. You can do whatever you want with color-wise. I like under my eyes to be a little bit lighter, so I'm going to go in with a shade. Because right now I'm tan, so this works out perfect for underneath my eyes. And just kind of pop a little there. A little bit goes a long way, but that's okay. I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to look silly for a second, which is fine. I'm just going to take the rest that's on here and kind of go where I want it to be a little bit lighter. Okay. I'm going to go back to the same brush from before, our powder concealer. And while I leave that there, I'm going to take the Jacquard, which is the darker shade. And we're just going to kind of go over and blend everything in. This is going to take any harshness out. You're still going to see the contour that you put in, but this is going to soften it. It's going to give a more of a matte finish. So if you want to make it a little more dewy after, I would use the rose water for your setting spray. It's going to give you a little bit more of a dewy finish and keep that. And if you want to have more of a matte finish, you can go ahead and use the Behold setting spray. They're both going to do about the same. I've tried both. I don't mind a little bit of a dewy finish, so it really just depends. And just blend this right down. So we didn't use anything, and earlier I didn't either. All I've used today is powder, the pressed powders on my face. I didn't use the BB cream today. I didn't use any concealers. I've just used those two shades. Okay. Just gonna kind of make sure that that lighter shade is blended. Use the little end. And bring that right under. You can bring one of these colors, and I might take that transition color and actually bring it underneath my eye a little bit, which I could have decided to do before, but just decided now sounds like it would be good. And there we go. I'm just going to take a small little liner brush, just a brush that I have, and we are going to go into our Addiction palette number 4, and we're going to grab that Arrogant color just a little bit on the end, and we're just going to kind of bring that right underneath. You can also use these as your eyeliners. I prefer, if I do that, to actually dampen it with water, rose water, setting spray, whatever you prefer, and then use it. But I'm really happy with the actual pencils. They stay on all day. They don't smudge on me. I'm going to switch brushes real quick and just get something teeny bit fluffier. Okay, might be a little too fluffy, but we'll work with it. We're just going to touch the very, very tip and just blend that under. Kind of wing it out on the end a little. But it's okay because we're still going to blend. I'm going to take that brush from before. I'm not adding any product. I'm just going to kind of give a little sweep under there. Okay. Blending brush. We have our colors. We're just going to blend them because now that Splurge cream has dried to a powder form, so we're just going to soften it up a little bit. And there you go. All right. I'm going to set my face, and then we're going to go ahead and do my mascara, and we will be all set. Oh, wait, no. Hold on. Not yet. We have another Hottie Lip Plumper. So I'm going to go in, because we're changing it for more of an evening look, and I'm going to take the color. It's the Chandelle, and this is a matte color. Here, not having to get too close to you. I absolutely love this. It's the perfect color for everything. Everybody needs a Chandelle. Okay, now we can set our face. Behold, which is still currently, I believe, out of stock, but it will be back in August, and I will be getting some of that as well. Okay, so we're just going to let this sit for just a second. I like to have where the blush was kind of pop out a little bit, so press that right into my skin. All right, so we're going to let that sit a little bit. Oops. This is what happens when I can't see. I have an open splurge creamer on here somewhere. That's okay. I'll find it after. It did not go far. Okay. Lashes. I do have a coat on from earlier. Just a little bit, nothing much. But we're going to go ahead and fix that now and make them stand out a little bit more. So I'm going to go right by my lash line. And you're going to roll up. Don't worry about lengthening your lashes quite at this point. You want to get to the root and roll up. You're going to lengthen them as you go. And it has a curling mechanism already in it for you, so saves you a step. Okay. And now you can see earlier where we did the tight line. You can see now when you look under, it just pulls everything together. So you don't have that gap in between. Okay, we're going to do the other side. And same thing. Oh, hold on. Hold up. I got a little straggler. Not welcome here. Okay, let's try this again. Now we're just going to do this side, and we're just going to get to your lash line and roll up. So the majority of the product, let's see if I can get in here, try it with my left hand. The majority of the product you're going to want at the base of your lashes. So if you can see, I'm getting right to the very, very bottom, and that's where you're going to get that volume from. You want to get all those little lashes that are in there. Just roll it on up. I'm just practicing with the rolling myself. It's a little odd for me to do, but it does make a difference, I feel. Don't forget about those little baby lashes in the corner. And if you kind of look, sorry if I was out, if you kind of look this way and up so you can reach those tippy tops, or if you look down, kind of just pull them down a little bit. I don't really like to do that too much because I don't want to lose that curl that you're getting. Okay. I like to get my bottom lashes. They're getting so long. Look at these. The Esteem Lash Serum. It's amazing, and I swear by it. I absolutely love it. And I'm getting better. Somehow I forget to put that into my nighttime routine. So I don't use it on an everyday basis, but I am getting there. But even without doing that, I'm still noticing a difference. So, all right. That is the finished look. You can add more if you want to define it. Depends on where you're going, what look you're going for. Throw these back on. Might be a little blurry for a second. But you can go ahead. You want more mascara, add some more. If you want to touch up and make anything darker, you can do that as well. But it just takes your daytime, and adding just a quick couple layers. Be a little quicker. Not recording, but pop it in your bag. Bring it with you if you know you're going somewhere. If there's a chance you might. And just real quick, I am like the master of doing makeup in my car. That's probably where I do it the most out of anything. So we're going to probably see some of that coming up too. So if anybody has any questions, please just go ahead and leave them in the comments. Say hi. Let me know you were here. If there's anything you want to see, just, you know, drop me a little message or pop it in a comment, and I'll be happy to do that for you. I will see you guys soon. Have a good night. Bye.